How do we improve economies during Corona or after Corona? The reason why I use the expression during Corona, we haven't seen a clinical solution to it. Whether it is a U-shaped recovery or V-shaped recovery, whether it is W-shaped recovery or L-shaped recovery is subjective. At this point, we know this is extraordinary and great recession. Unlike 2008 crisis, where advanced economies were grossly underperforming and emerging markets were growing still at an increasing speed. Extraordinary set of challenges we faced in 2008, but this crisis is not confined to liquidity alone. The liquidity crisis can move into funding, perhaps solvency. Business continuity is a bigger challenge. What we are doing now is only a disaster recovery management, and we have to move to business continuity. The steps taken by technocrats and the politicians have been quite useful. That is, improving the liquidity, increasing the money supply, ensuring direct credit to downtrodden, fiscal and monetary stimulus in a synchronized form to bring down the interest rates, ensuring we have affected sectors are all given concessional advantage to sustain their value stream is world over a synchronized mission. It doesn't end there. We have bigger challenge in terms of sustainable development for the economies. How do we ensure we are going to eradicate extreme poverty? How do we make sure we are going to have food development programs, food security? What sort of digital governance required to improve the value streams in terms of food security? How do we ensure online, offline educational systems are realigned to promote maximum value advantage, even rural communities? How can we eliminate poverty and bring in zero hunger? This crisis is an opportunity to look at hygiene factors, healthcare. How do we make sure pandemic like this, if it's going to have huge impact on our human society, what sort of preventive solutions we have biologically, clinically, physically, so that we don't have a relapse in total terms? How do we reduce the carbon emission? How do we build the green economies? Ensuring and building a green mission, reducing the carbon emission, creating carbon neutral society, resorting to alternates like wind and solar and renewables. 5% digital access can improve 538 million tons of carbon emissions from the coal industries. That's one simple tool. How do we factor environment into our trade? How do we improve financial stability in global terms to invest or lend towards sustainable development goals, water management, waste management, clearly supporting the carbon neutral, advanced industrial equipments to support the carbon neutral society? These are going to be the initiatives in the coming days every country is going to take. We also have to make sure sustainable value is all about creating green economies in total terms. Financial stability is a major key. Stock market, currency market, bond market, property market are all highly volatile. How do we bring in universal framework and regulatory alignment in terms of accounting, valuation, to ensure financial markets are stable and functional? We also have to necessarily take policy decisions to converge in terms of sustainable value creation through collaborative model. Now, this crisis has taught us a huge lesson. It defined all the territorial integrity. It defined all the caste, creed, religion, race, rich or poor countries. Humanitarian values ought to be the major focus. And politics and economics have to converge in total terms to bring in value systems. So it means redefining at every level digital governance, eliminate the intermediaries, ensuring financial inclusion comes in total terms, making sure we have a long-term values to converge on politics and economics in all form and substance. Global convergence in terms of governance to measure, manage, and control the United Nations by collaborative tools to create employment opportunities, redefine the business model irrespective of the industry where you are engaged in, making sure remedial management and restructuring of every individual's debt. Now we are talking about 250 to 260 trillion debt when the average global GDP is costing between 75 to 80 trillion. So countries have to deleverage in terms of overall substance. We also have to necessarily make sure rationalization is going to play a bigger role. The world is becoming flat. The world is going to recognize, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of where you come from, the emoluments onshore, offshore, values are disintegrated, and making sure that you create equal pay for equal skills across. So these are some of the huge transformation from core material values to humanness and sustainable value chain. And that's what the initiatives are going to be in terms of economics. So we have to build on 4 important pillars. One is economic sustenance through this transition. Second, human values endurance through this transition. Third, social values reorganization in terms of this transition. 4, environmental values transition in terms of this transition. All are going to play a very vital role to see through this world is purposeful, a meaningful creation for generations to come. Not only we have to create better world, we have to create better citizenship to this world. That's a new world order. That's how you will rebuild the economy. That's how you will rebuild the humanitarian values. Thank you.